You are online, Mataji. You can start.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome all of you for this Srimad Bhagavatam session. So first of all, we'll do the Mangalacharan. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Yashodanandana Brajachanaram Jana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radhe Nitya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jaya Mudiraye. Shrunvata Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridayantastho Hiya Vadrani Vidunoti Suhrusada Nastapradeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing the sloka Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 21st chapter, 32nd sloka. विनिर्दूतशेषमनोमलापुमान् असङ्गविज्ञानविशेषवीर्यवान् यदङ्घ्रिमूले कृतकेतना पुनः न संसृतिं क्लेशवहां प्रपद्यते. Word to word meaning: Vinirduta, being specifically cleansed; Asesha, unlimited; Mana mala, mental speculation or the dirt accumulated in the mind; Puman, the person; Asanga, being disgusted; Vijnana, scientifically; Visesha, particularly; Viryavan, being strengthened in Bhakti Yoga; Yat, whose; Angri, lotus feet; Mule, at the root of; Kritaketana, taken shelter; Puna, again; Na, never; Samsritim, material existence; Klesha Vaham, full of miserable conditions; Prapadyate, takes to. Translation: When a devotee takes shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is completely cleansed of all misunderstanding or mental speculation, and he manifests renunciation. This is possible only when one is strengthened by practicing Bhakti Yoga. Once having taken shelter at the root of the lotus feet of the Lord, a devotee never comes back to this material existence, which is full of the threefold miseries. Purport. As stated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Sistastika instructions, by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, or by the process of hearing and chanting of the glories of the Lord, one's mind is gradually cleansed of all dirt. Due to our material association since time immemorial, we have accumulated heaps of dirty things in our minds. The total effect of this takes place when a living entity identifies himself with his body and is thus entrapped by the stringent laws of material nature and put into the cycle of repeated birth and death under the false impression of bodily identification. When one is strengthened by practicing Bhakti Yoga, his mind is cleansed of this misunderstanding and he is no longer interested in material existence or in sense gratification. Bhakti or devotional service is characterized by Vairagya and Jnana. Jnana refers to understanding that one is not his body, and Vairagya means disinterest in sense gratification. These two primary principles of separation from material bondage can be realized on the strength of Bhakti Yoga. Thus, when a devotee is fixed in the loving service of the lotus feet of the Lord, he will never come back to this material existence after quitting his body, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita by the Lord. Vyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. In this verse, the word Vijnana is specifically important. Jnana, the knowledge of spiritual identity that one attains when he does not consider himself to be the body, is explained in Bhagavad Gita as Brahma Bhuta, the revival of spiritual realization. In the conditional state of material existence, one can't be spiritually realized because he identifies himself materially. The understanding of the distinction between material existence and spiritual existence is called jnana. After coming to the platform of jnana or the Brahma Bhuta state, one ultimately comes to devotional service, in which he completely understands his own position and the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This understanding is explained here as Vijnana Visesha. The Lord says, therefore, that knowledge of him is Vijnana, science. In other words, when one is strengthened by scientific knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his position of liberation is guaranteed. In Bhagavad Gita 9.2, the science of devotional service is described as Pratyakshavangamam dharmyam, direct understanding of the principles of religion by realization. By practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can directly perceive his advancement in spiritual life. In other practices like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga, one may not be confident about his progress, but in Bhakti Yoga, one can become directly aware of his progress in spiritual life. Just as a person who eats can understand that his hunger is satisfied. Our false appetite for enjoyment and lordship of the material world is due to a prominence of passion and ignorance. By Bhakti Yoga, these two qualities are diminished and one becomes situated in the mode of goodness. Gradually surpassing the mode of goodness, one is situated in pure goodness, which is not contaminated by the material qualities. When thus situated, a devotee no longer has any doubts. He knows that he will not come back to this material world. उमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिन् निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, are welcome for this Srimad Bhagavatam session. So, today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 21st chapter, and text 32. So, before going into the sloka in deep, so first we'll understand what is happening in this chapter. As Srimad Bhagavatam, in 4th canto, we see Maitreya Muni explains to Vidura about the lineage of Swayambhu Manu. So already he mentioned so many details about Devahuti, Kardha Muni, and Kapila Bhagavan, 3rd canto. The 4th canto started with the explaining the lineage of remaining two daughters, Akuti and Prasuti. Then he started explaining about the Uttanapada. And Uttanapada's son Dhruva Maharaj, very famous. So he elaborately gave so many details about Dhruva Maharaj's fast time, how he achieved the perfection, how he saw the Lord, and what is his realizations. After that, he continued explaining the lineage of Dhruva Maharaj in that Maharaj Anga Maharaj also so many details. He is also Mahabhagavata. He is also pure devotee, but he married with the daughter of Mrityu. Then he begot a son, Vena, but he is very adharmic king. He's very adharmic king, and King Anga Maharaj tried so many ways to reform his son and transform his habits and activities. but he failed to do this. So finally he thought, okay, this is the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he left the kingdom and he went back to the forest without informing anybody. So the sages thought, okay, so without the king, so many rogues will attack the kingdom, and peace will not be there in the society. Then they made King Veena as the king. So finally, he's a dharmic king, and see, he never gives respect to the brahmanas, and he never follows the shastras. And also what he does, he declares himself a supreme personality of Godhead, and he opposes the worship of the Lord Vishnu. Then the sages went to him and explained about the shastra and how to behave as a proper king. They tried to convince him a lot, but finally they realized he became very ignorant, and they just kill him by chanting the mantras, right? So after that they thought, okay, without the king there is no peace in the society. Then they churned the body of the king Veena. From the impure portion, Bahuka appeared, and he became a Nishada king. And from the pure part of the Veena's body, because he's also in the lineage of Dhruva Maharaj, from the pure part of the Veena's body, Prutu Maharaj and Archimata appeared. So during the time of King Veena, Mother Earth is not giving any necessities for the human beings or other living entities. So after that, Prutu Maharaj, there's so much fast time happened. Actually, Prutu Maharaj wants Mother Earth, and Mother Earth takes the form of a cow, and Prutu Maharaj changes, and finally Mother Earth agreed to give all the necessities for the living entities, and everyone is so happy. And Prutu Maharaj initiated performing 100 Aswamedha Yajnas. So he completed 99, but while performing the 100th Aswamedha Yajna, Indra was insecure about his position. Oh, what happens if Prutu Maharaj also performs 100 Aswamedha Yajnas? So maybe it will be a problem for my seat, position and power. Then he stolen that sacrificial horse, and he introduced many religious methods. And because he came in bogus sadhu farm, and he stolen the sacrificial horse, so he's introducing very many adharmic paths in the society. Then Brahma went to Sputu Maharaj and said, okay, please give up this performing 100th Aswamedha Yajna, so otherwise Indra will increase this kind of illicit path so many ways. Then by respecting Brahma's words, Prutu Maharaj stopped performing 100 Aswamedha Yajna. Even though he didn't perform 100 Aswamedha Yajna, his 99 Yajnas is greater than 100 Aswamedha Yajnas, because of this submissive attitude towards Lord Brahma. Actually, really satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Vishnu appeared in his sacrificial arena, and he gave wonderful darshan. Actually, whenever Lord gives darshan, his feet won't touch the Mother Earth. But here he was so happy with the submissive attitude of Prutu Maharaj and wonderful qualities of Prutu Maharaj. So in the Srimad Bhagavat, it is mentioned like his feet is almost touching the Mother Earth, and he's taking support of Garuda by keeping one hand on Garuda. Right? He was so happy with the Prutu Maharaj attitude, and he gives so many blessings and so many instructions to Prutu Maharaj. Right? So after everything happened, now Prutu Maharaj, as a responsible king and dutiful king, is giving instructions about the devotional service and varnashrama paddhati, like varnashrama system and devotional service, and what happens if one performs the devotional service. So he's giving all these instructions out of realization, because he already performed the devotional service, and Lord was so satisfied, and he gave darshan. Not only him, entire citizens also had a wonderful darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Indra also asked for forgiveness, and Prutu Maharaj forgiven Indra. And with all these realizations, now Prutu Maharaj is instructing all his citizens. Especially in this chapter, 21st chapter is talking about instructions by Maharaj Prutu. Right? In this, from text 21 to 36, Prutu Maharaj gives so many wonderful instructions, and especially today we are discussing the text 32. So 31, 32 and 33 slokas especially is talking about the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. What happens if one worships the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? right? How one can get rid of this material existence and go back to the spiritual world, and no need to come back to this material world. It is full of miseries, right? So this is a wonderful instruction as a Rajarshi and Mahabhagavata, and he full of realizations, right? He not only performed the devotional service, already tasted the fruit of devotional service. Now he is giving, and before giving the instructions, he is saying, and he is giving to the citizens. He is explaining to the citizens that not only you have to perform these devotional services performed by Bali Maharaj and Dhruva, Prahlad. So many examples also he quotes actually before giving these instructions. So many great personalities already performed this devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead and achieved wonderful results. So we have to perform this and no need to come back to this material world which is full of miseries. In this particular sloka, text 32, today we are discussing here, Prithu Maharaj was explaining to the citizens what happens if you take shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, right? So today, this sloka actually we will discuss this sloka with the acronym. Everybody knows the DPS, right? DPS goal. So today we are discussing PDPS. Okay, the acronym is PDPS. If one establishes in this PDPS, definitely one goes back to the spiritual world. So what is this PDPS? We'll see. First one is peace, is talking about purification, and D is detachment, and next P is powerful in bhakti yoga, viryavan. In this loka it is mentioned, and last one is S means shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So one establishes in these four activities, PDPS, definitely one goes back to spiritual world and he no need to come back. So one by one we'll see. So what is this purification? So here clearly mentioned what happens if one takes shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. What happens? Maybe starting stage he is not having 100% love towards the Supreme Personality of God, but he's having slight faith. Then he started attaching to the lotus feet and all the activities. What happens? First thing is getting rid of his accumulated dirt. Purification happens, right? So first letter acronym PDPS may what? P. Purification. So here in this loka, if you say one word, it is mentioned Asesha Mana Mala. Unlimited accumulated dirt is present in the mind, right? In the conditional living entity, not Asesha, unlimited accumulated dirt is there. So how to clean that? So if it is a little amount of dirt, okay, we can clean by some process. But it is Asesha, unlimited accumulated dirt. We need some special process. That's why there is a special word here in this using sloka is Vinirtuta. By the special process, one had to clean this accumulated dirt. So what is the special process? Prabhupada mentioned in the purpose, the special process to clean this accumulated dirt from many lifetimes, from time immemorial is what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting the holy names of the Lord, right? So daily if you are cleaning some place, okay, so there is no difficulty to clean that place because every day you are cleaning. So next day also while cleaning it takes minimum 5 minutes, so you can aramse clean that place. But you closed one single room and you open after many years, so to clean that room it takes huge amount of effort, right? Similarly, as a living entity, conditional living entity, we didn't clean our mind not only years, many lifetimes, from time immemorial, we didn't clean this mind. So much dirt is accumulated in the mind. What is that so-called dirt? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So because of this lust, anger, greed, hankering for many material things other than Krishna, so much dirt is accumulated in one's mind. So we had to clean this process. We had to clean this, right? So by just chanting the holy names of the Lord, Kali Kali Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara, right? So Lord Krishna appears in the form of Nam. So by taking the Nam, there is no difference between the Lord's name and Lord. So we're directly associating with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by directly calling his sweet names. So slowly that purification happens, right? Slowly that purification happens. So actually, nowadays, if you see in the Kali Yuga, there's a more prominence of passion and ignorance. Everywhere there are so many pollution in the environment as well as in the people's minds and heart. So Prabhupada always says, Sabhyahantara Suchihi. Uh, the person should be clean from outside and as well as inside also. It should be cleanliness in both external cleanliness and internal cleanliness is required. So nowadays, if you see, external cleanliness is only very difficult for the people to maintain external cleanliness. People will take bath for 3-4 days. They take bath after only 3-4 days, and one day they'll take bath and that is a big day for them, right? So people are so lazy to maintain the external cleanliness only. Suppose if they maintain the external cleanliness also, maybe some people are maintaining, so there is nothing they are doing for the internal cleanliness. There is nothing they are doing for the internal cleanliness. What to do? How to do the internal cleanliness? Right? Supposed to clean the external body. The living entity had two bodies. Shastra says two bodies. What is Sushma Deha, Stula Deha? This Sushma Deha is of mind, intelligence, and false ego. And Stula Deha is developed by the Panchabhutas. So we can clean this Stula Deha by using this Dove or Lux or Niril, any other kind of soap you can use and clean it. In Bhagavad Gita, glories also, Sripad Shankaracharya ji also mentions that, right? Maline mochanam pumsa jalasnanam dine dine sukrit Gitamrita snanam samsara malanasanam. So by the external cleanliness, okay, we can clean by using any soap or by bathing in Ganga, you can clean. But what about the internal cleanliness? We have to hear the holy name of the Lord, or we have to hear the Krishna Katha in the form of Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. It should enter one's heart actually, right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is wonderful sloka. It is mentioned, right? Parvishtakarnarandrena swanam bhava saroruham, right? Dhunoti kamalang Krishna salilasya yathasarat. So what happens when the sound vibration of the Lord Krishna in the form of name or form qualities enters? What happens is all the material contaminations gets removed, right? Just like autumn rains cleans the pools of muddy water. See, in the rainy season, all the rivers are full of muddy water. But whenever in the autumn season, slight rainfall clears all the dirt in the water, right? Otherwise, if you want to clean all those things, it takes so much amount of chemicals and so much effort. But small amount of rain in the autumn season, it cleans all the mud. Similarly, if you want to clean this accumulated dirt in any other way, like following Astanga yoga or karma yoga, jnana yoga, any other methods takes lot of time. But in bhakti yoga, it takes very a few amount of time, slow and steady, gradually it cleanses all the accumulated dirt, right? So some people will ask, why I have to clean this? If what happens if I won't do this cleaning? If I won't clean my accumulated dirt in mind, what happens? What is the problem? Right? So if one won't do this process of purification, one won't take up this process of purification, what happens? They will not be able to identify themselves properly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Sistastakam, Cheto Darpana Marchanam. So if there is so much dust in the accumulated on the surface of the mirror, you can't see your face properly, right? So you have to clean that mirror with some effort, then you can see your face aram se, right? Similarly, this living entity was not able to see his real identification. Jivera Swarupaha Krishnera Nityadas. This is Swarupena Vyavasita. He is not able to see his Swarupa Sthiti. Right? So that's why he is identifying with this body. He's thinking, okay, I am the product of this material nature, and he's thinking, okay, this I am this body. whatever is related to this body or mind, I and mine, right? So much dirt because of wrong identification. He's putting his all efforts related to this temporary body. He's thinking this body is itself everything, right? So much effort only for this body. Because of this, we are seeing nowadays, um, we are seeing so many news in the paper, right? So because of this, so much dirt in the mind, they are not able to control the mind because of that unsteady minds. People will say nicely, nowadays we are creating so many controlled missiles. So many missiles we are sending to Chandra and everything, we are doing everything. But we have all the controlled missiles, but uncontrolled minds. How we can say we have uncontrolled mind? We can say so many things because of uncontrolled mind. People are involving in many sinful activities. So if you open the paper, or if you want to hear any news, you see like this only. Okay, this person killed his own father and mother or own relatives just to gain some property. Or so one person is attracted to some lady, and because she didn't accept, okay, he tried to kill in so many ways. Because why it is happening? Because of uncontrolled mind. Nobody's have knowing the goal of life, right? So because of that, what is happening? So everywhere there is so much attraction because of rajo ragatmakam vidhi, uh, unlimited desires. Whether it is proper or not, there is no thinking also, because no knowledge about the shastra, right? Shastra says athato brahma jijnasa. At least now you got this human form of life, you should start thinking, who am I? From where I came? Why I'm suffering? Where I have to go? Where I will get continuous happiness? So many things we have to ask. So people are not ready with this. People are so busy in sense gratification because they know only sense gratification. So many people at least don't know what they have to do after getting this human form of life. Like, see, sometimes, okay, so if daily you are doing something, right? So there is some important day. So that day also, that suppose one person daily sleeps for 12 to 14 hours, right? So one day, very beautiful, I mean, very important day in his life. That day also he will sleep only because he was so habituated with that, right? Similarly, this living entity is going through the 84 lakhs of species, this cycle, right? So in all these spaces, what he is doing? Ahara, Nidra, Bhayamaitunancha. Same, all these four activities: eating, mating, defending, right? So sense gratification. So these things only is doing after attaining this human form of life. Also, is doing the same four activities because he's so habituated in doing this, right? So that's why we need a guru in our life, right? That's why we need a guru in our life. We should accept. Suppose for each and every activity, we are accepting some what is that experienced person to go in that direction. Similarly, if we want to get purified and go back to the spiritual world, definitely we need to accept a bona fide spiritual master. Under his directions, we have to perform. So once one person came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, I want to quit this Krishna conscious. I don't want to do. So Prabhupada says, just give this one life to Krishna. Many lives you gave to your sense gratification and your family and your profession, everything. Just give this one life to Krishna. Then you no need to come back to this material world, right? Some people will say, I won't like chanting. I'm not feeling like chanting, right? So Prabhupada gives wonderful example in entire Srimad Bhagavatam. Many times Prabhupada repeats this. The jaundice patient, medicine is sugarcane juice only. So if you give sugarcane juice to the jaundice patient, what he will say? It is not tasty. It is not sweet, he says. But for him, the medication is sugarcane juice only, right? So over a period of time, he gets rid of this jaundice disease. Then he feels the taste, right? Oh, this sugarcane juice is very tasty, very sweet. Give me one more glass. then his disease is getting reduced, right? Similarly, maybe starting, one will not be having interest in chanting or anything or hearing Krishna Katha. But what one should do? Should go on doing it, go on doing it. And some people will complain, huh? Just after after started chanting only, so many other anarthas are coming to my mind. So before chanting only, everything is good. So let me stop my chanting. So, how to understand this? See, so this is recently we had this festival, Sankranti festival time. Or in the temple also, Gundicha Marjan time, we will clean, right? We will clean entire temple or entire house. So, see, that's before cleaning, we see the dust in somewhere and all, here and there, right? But when you started cleaning, what happens? So entire dirt comes in and sits on the floor. We see, okay, before cleaning only it is good. Once I started cleaning, it is becoming more dirtier. If I think like that and stop cleaning, then that is very bad thing because I'm not cleaning it properly. So we should continue, go on cleaning. What happens? So after some time, everything will be setting in place. Then it will look so beautiful. Similarly, when we start chanting, so many anarthas come to the surface of the mind, and we think, okay, before only it is good. After chanting all, I feel so many anarthas in my mind. So let me stop. No, no, no. We should continue. So over a period of time, what happens? All these anarthas get rid of it. So how to understand this? How to understand this? So when you start chanting the holy names of the Lord, what happens? Tears will flow from our eyes. So this is a testing, right? So we should continue. So once we purify, so next acronym is what? D, detachment. In this sloka, there is one word they use like asanga, asanga, detachment. So detachment, or it is like asanga means renunciation, is like disinterest in sense gratification. So, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there is a wonderful sloka. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya tehinaha rasavasyam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. So, if a diseased patient, if you go and say, okay, stop eating this, but he will be having the interest to taste that item, right? But you give some higher taste, right? Some healthy, so whatever he can take, so prepare that in healthy way and give it to him. If his hunger is satisfied, he no longer attached to his previous bad habits, right? Similarly, the mind and our senses are so attracted to this material things and very dirty things, very pale things. But when you give the form of Krishna, the name of Krishna, the form, name, qualities, and glories of Krishna to all the senses and the mind, Savai Mana Krishna, Padara Vindayo, whenever it tastes that higher taste, automatically the taste for the lower things will go down, right? If suppose some person is daily eating some sweet rice mixing with some sand, okay, he knows, okay, by this only the way I have to eat this sweet rice. So daily he's mixing with the sand and he's eating. So suppose somebody comes and gives that sweet pongal with what sugar and so much rice and what is that, he puts so much camphor and everything he gives and he tastes. After that, he don't want to taste that sweet rice mixed with the sand, because once he got the taste of higher thing, he automatically loses the taste for lower things. Just like suppose suppose our kids are there, so suppose we give the cycle. Okay, if we say, okay, stop, give back me the cycle, he won't give. Suppose, okay, say, okay, I brought a bike for you, automatically he leaves the cycle. Okay, I really like this bike, right? Like that only our minds and senses, with proper engagement, with so much higher taste involved in it, slowly it loses the taste for lower things. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 7th sloka, it is mentioned, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitah Janayatastu Vairagyam Jnanaincha Atahaitukam. So by performing the devotional service, by chanting the names or doing some seva or hearing Krishna Katha, what happens? Two things will come for free. What is that? Jnana and Vairagya. Vairagya means disinterest in sense gratification. and other one is jnana. Right? So disinterested in sense gratitude already we discussed. That is what? Detachment. So what is that jnana? So one will be able to understand he is not the product of the material nature. He is the part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. So that's why next acronym is what? PDPS mein P already we discussed purification, D is detachment, next P is powerful. In this loka, it is mentioned Viryavan, right? So it is mentioned Asanga Vijnana Visesha Viryavan. So one should become powerful, and he should be powerful to for powerful in the process of bhakti yoga. In that way, he will be able to deal with the attacks of Maya, and he won't fall down. So, how it becomes so powerful? By the process of Vijnana Visesha, right? So, Bhakti Yoga is not a sentimental or blind process. Okay, that person told me, I will do it. So, Prabhupada always says we should be having this jnana, should be like blind supporters, right? What happens? Okay, if that person is says, okay, we should chant chanting. So if you don't like that person in the future, you will also stop chanting. Otherwise, if that person leaves the bhakti, you also leave bhakti. It's a sentimental bhakti. No, bhakti is jnana vijnana sahitam, right? So visesha vijnana. So visesha vijnana means what? Jnana means what? I am not this body. I'm a spiritual soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is it? Vijnana Visesha. In this loka, it is mentioned. Vijnana Visesha is very powerful, very interesting. So once we know, okay, we are not this body, we are not the product of the material nature, but we are the part and parcel. That itself is not enough, right? So we should understand the relation between ourselves and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Vibhu, Ananta, and we are Chitiku, we are Anu Matra, right? We are just Anu, small particles of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though we have little independence, we will not become the Lord, or we won't be equal to the Lord. There is one more kind of ignorance is what? People will say, okay, I am not this body, I am not the product of the material nature. But after purifying by using some sadhana, I will become Narayana. You will become Narayana, I will become Narayana. This is one more ignorance, last snare of Maya, right? So Lord is Asamordhva. No one is equal to or above the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we should understand all the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Vibhu, Ananta, is Bhagavan. Bhaga means Aishwarya. One who is having all the Aishwaryas in full, right? Beauty, Aishwarya, fame, knowledge, renunciation, right? Everything in full. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should understand this is Vishesha Vijnana. So when we know our position and the Supreme Lord's position, so Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly mentioned, one who understands, Aham sarvasya prabho mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhujabhava samanvitaha. One who understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a proprietor, the controller and the enjoyer of all the three words in 14 planetary systems, as well as supreme spiritual word as well, then he definitely surrenders and performs devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is Visesha Vijnana. So once we know what is our position, why we have to surrender, so only by surrendering to whom only we will be cleansed of our material accumulated dirt from so many lifetimes. So slowly we get detached. So by this strength of Bhakti Yoga, see, the holy name is powerful. No doubt, Krishna Katha is powerful. No doubt, by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead also powerful. No doubt, but everything should be under the direction of the spiritual master. See, starting with, I gave one example. So you are cleaning one place. Suppose you didn't clean that place for many years. So you have to clean that place with very less time. What you had to do? Use some special powders, right? Use that powder, this powder. and then finally we'll put some effort and we'll clean that place finally, right? So if the dirt is there for so many years, what we have to do? We have to use some special process, some special powders, like that only. This is so much accumulated dirt from many millions of lifetimes. We are with this accumulated dirt. Okay, with the holy name, with our understanding, okay, it takes so much time. So that's what we have to do. We use the special process. What is the special process? Following the directions of the spiritual master. That's why in the 9 stages of bhakti, Shraddha, with the faith we start and we associate with the devotees, sadhu sangha, then what happens? Bhajana kriya. Okay, so after associating with the simple minded devotees and though whose aim is to attain supreme personality of Godhead, then slowly we feel okay, I will also want to do the devotional service, right? Then bhajana kriya, we accept the spiritual master, under his directions we perform the devotional service. Slowly what happens? Anardha nivrutti, all this accumulated dirt gets removed slowly. Then nista, ruchi, ashakti, bhava, prema. So slowly we attain the prema stage, right? So in this way, once we become so strengthened in our process in the bhakti yoga by following the instructions of the spiritual master and taking up the devotional service in the association of devotees, we become so powerful to tackle the attacks of Maya. Because we are surrounded by all this kind of people. Okay, now I became a devotee, everything will not change, right? From so many days we are discussing, okay, change should come from ourselves, right? So we shouldn't expect, okay, I became a devotee, there is no money, no more movies or no more posters in the road, okay, because I am going in that road, nothing will happen, right? So we should be clear in our way on how much we can do the change in the society we have to do, right? So what we have to do, not only we take the name, we should give this name to others as well. We should share this thing to the others. So Srila Prabhupada was so compassionate, so compassionate. So that's why he created this wonderful movement, ISKCON, to give this holy name to the entire world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, everyone predicted one Senapati Bhakta will come and preach each and every town. So that became true. Srila Prabhupada, in the age of very old years, he went to the Pachyatya Desh and he preached a lot. And again, he come back to the India and he propagated the holy name. Now, in each and every city, everybody knows at least Hare Krishna. Oh, these people are Hare Krishna wale. Oh, they worship Lord Krishna, right? At least everybody, each and small girl also knows, oh, this they like, oh, these are ISKCON people. So they are chanting the holy names. Everybody now aware of it, right? But many people won't take. But what we have to do, we have to give them the taste, right? We shouldn't be selfish. Okay, I know I am very fortunate. I came under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada and wonderful devotees. Okay, I will go back to the spiritual world. No, no, no. Not only we, devotees are not selfish. What they will do, they will take so many with them to the spiritual world. Because Lord Krishna asks, okay, how many souls you brought back to me? Then we shouldn't be blank, right? So we should encourage each and everyone. Wherever you see, wherever you go, just talk about Krishna. Give the name of Krishna and make them chant holy name of the Lord. Right? That's why we have this so many things like bhakti sadhans, bhakti centers, bhakti vrikshas. So according to our capacity, how many people we can gather and how much we can propagate, we have to do, right? So one is personal application. We have to do, we have to be sincere. Prabhupada always says, sit and chant. While chanting, hear the name properly. And also chant in Mangala Muhurta. So many rules Prabhupada gave. So not only we follow, we should give them to everybody, to whomever we see, right? So Vaishnava paradukha dukhi, just okay, I'm happy, okay, others will go whatever they want. No, no, no. By seeing them unsatisfied or frustrated, we should be more merciful and give them Krishna. Now we have this Saturday classes everywhere, even by the encouragement of our Guru Maharaj, Anadi Prabhu started this Gita Jnan program. So through Gita Jnan, so many people started with the 18-day sessions. Now many people are taking up, and recently from my group only almost 6 members had accepted Gurashraya from our Guru Maharaj. So maybe starting they are very hesitant to chant one round also. They told me frankly, just we want to hear what is there in Bhagavad Gita, because so much tension about Corona. So that's why we want to hear, and they're not interested to do anything, but just they want to hear. But slowly now they started chanting one round, 2 rounds, and they gave up all other what is a tea, coffee, non with everything. Guru Maharaj also says first bring them to the chanting of the holy name, then slowly by the purification of the holy name, holy name purifies the person, then they slowly they accept all the rules and regulations by themselves, or no need of any force, right? So we had to use this platform to encourage so many people and chant the holy names, and slowly they get detachment from the disinterest in the sense gratification, and they become powerful. And what happens, how to check the progress? Prabhupada clearly mentioned how to check the process. Here if you see, Prabhupada mentioned just like a person is hungry, you feed them, you know, to other person come and say, okay, give some testimonial, right? That person himself aware, just by having the food, his hunger will satisfied and he will be happy, right? So similarly, in any other method, maybe the person will not be able to realize how much progress, but in Bhakti Yoga, one will be able to realize. How to realize? In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is wonderful sloka. um, so whenever one progresses, what is that sloka? Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobo daya jayet. Right? So one develops the bhakti, this lower modes, fashion and ignorance will come down. So in kind of lust, anger, and other hankerings for the material things will go down. Slowly the person will be established in sattva guna and he will be happy. So that is the test. Generally people will be want to enjoy this material world and dominate others, right? About the material things, all these things slowly come down. This is the test. So what happens? The powerfuls by the strength of the bhakti yoga. Last one, what is, I told you, PDPS. Last one is shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. In this loka, there is one powerful word they used, yadangri mule. Yadangri mule krutaketana punar. Yad angri mule. Angri mule. Mule means what? Root of the lotus feet of the Lord. Generally, we hear in all the slokas, we hear by accepting the lotus feet of the Lord. But in this loka, it is specially mentioned root of the lotus feet of the Lord. So this metaphor clearly says, if suppose tree, root of the tree, in the sense very pure consciousness, right? Suppose you are going into the root of something, in the sense what, you are putting so much consciousness in that area, right? Similarly, root of the lotus feet of the Lord means you have unshakable faith, unshakable shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. If you take unshakable shelter or faith at the lotus feet of the Lord, what happens? You never come back to this material world. That is what it is mentioned. So generally people will ask anything, what I will get if I do this? What I will get if I do this? Permanent returns. What is the return? What is the return I get? So Prithu Maharaj is saying, if you take shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, you no need to come back to this world. That is the eternal benefit. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Bhagavan also says this, Jnana Vairagya Yuktena Bhakti Yogena Yogina Shemaya Padamulam Me Pravistami Ahuto Bhayam. Shemaya, eternal benefit. So one with the knowledge and renunciation performs a devotional service. What is eternal benefit he gets? He attains the Supreme Personality of Godhead and reaches the spiritual world without any fear. Akuto Bhayam. So whenever one person performs devotional service, first thing what happens? Abhayam. Bhayarahityam. Right? Akuto Bhayam. Without any fear, he won't need to come back to his material one. He arams to go back to the spiritual world. Why one should not come back? This material world is what? Samsritim klesha vaham. Prithu Maharaj said this material world is klesha vaham, full of miseries. What are the miseries? Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, adhyatmika, adi daivika, adi bhautika. So, if one come back to material world, he need to face all these miseries. But one takes a shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, he no need to come back to this material world. So I just want to conclude here. So just by performing the devotional service at the lotus feet of the Lord, this PDPS, what happens? Purification, detachment, one becomes so powerful in Bhakti Yoga by the strength of wonderful association and the directions of the spiritual master and the process of devotional service itself. He becomes so powerful, and he won't be fall down by the attacks of the Maya, and takes angry mole, unshakable shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, and he no need to come back to this material world. And also we discussed we have to follow at our personal level, and also as per the Prabhupada mood and mission, we should give this name and Krishna and about this devotional service to each and everyone, how much we can. We have to preach through bhakti sadhans, bhakti centers, bhakti vrikshas, and temple programs. And I heard some devotees are going to jails also, jail preaching, right? So everywhere, wherever we can, how much we can, we have to give this, how Prithu Maharaj is giving to his citizens. So we have to give to each and everyone, so that everyone will get benefited with this process. Hare Krishna, any doubts or comments? Welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Pranam, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thanks for a very, very wonderful class. It was very, really enlightening. Mataji, I just want to know, as it is said in the Shastra, that even if one chants one chants the names of Krishna, so many millions of lives, all the sins are eradicated. But why is it when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, still the accumulation of dirt in our heart and mind doesn't go? And how does it coincides that? Can you just little highlight on this, please?
Sure, Prabhu. Wonderful question, actually. Thank you. So Shastras mentions about the Suddha Nam, pure Nam, right? So chanting also in three ways we do: Nam Aparat, Nam Bhash, and Suddha Nam, right? So we should take the holy name of the Lord without any offenses. Padma Purana gave the list of 10 offenses we shouldn't do. So we shouldn't criticize the devotees who are preaching the holy name, and we shouldn't equate the holy name of other demigods and the supreme personality of Godhead, and we shouldn't imagine the potency of the supreme personality of Godhead holy name, as well as on the strength of the holy name we shouldn't commit any mistakes. So all these are so many aparadhas. But also one more thing is what? Chanting inattentively. So problem is with inattentive chanting. So we are chanting, but with lots of aparadhas and lots of inattentiveness. So once we slowly get rid of all these anarthas, slowly we start developing love for the name, then slowly tears will come from our eyes. Now we are chanting, but tears are not coming actually. We are not missing the holy name, right? So we are chanting, okay, 16 rounds, okay, 16 rounds done, okay, done for today, it is over. No, it is not like that. So when you get the taste of the holy name, when you chant purely, one will not be able to stop only chanting. We are not in the state, but once we reach the state, one single naam is itself is enough. One single naam itself is enough. But okay, with anardas, with so many intent, also some effect will be there, definitely. That's why we are still continuing. We are tasting little bit, but not pure happiness we are not able to realize, because we are chanting with anarthas, right? Rupa Goswami says, I want millions of ears and millions of tongues to chant this holy name of Krishna. Krishna, this simple word, put lots of nectar in this name. I am not able to relate with one tongue and 2 ears. But now we are not feeling like that, because why? We are chanting with so many anarthas. So many anarthas. So once we get rid of this anarthas, how we will get rid of this anarthas? By the sadhana. Abhyasa yogena kaunteya. By proper practice, slowly we get rid of this anarthas, then we will be able to realize the real taste of the holy name. Golokara Premadana Harinama Sankitan. Then one Nama itself enough. Yes, please.
Yes, Mataji, very nicely. And yeah, I can understand this. But to getting to the stage of Shuddhanam, like when we say Shuddhanam, I understand the anarthas will be there, are there because when we chant for Chetu Darpana Marjan, it will just take it. But when one will know that he has come to Shuddhanam, just when he's like tears comes out, only then, or how to understand this, Mataji?
One thing already we discussed in the class was like tears will come from eyes. And one more thing is we will be able to check ourselves. That we mentioned no, that lower modes, Raja, Tamo, Guna will come down, and one will come to the one will come to the goodness, right? Then he won't feel any nasochati nakanshati. He won't feel like getting anything, and he won't miss anything actually. So he will be out of dvandvas. Like whenever one respects, also he feels the same thing, and one comes and says so many bad words and so much disrespect. Also, he feels the same thing. So one should come out of these modes and dvandvas. Then one will be able to relish this nam. So now if we are feeling okay, somebody gives respect, okay, we are so happy that day. And if someone comes and blasphemies without any offense also, we are feeling bad. Then we are still in the modes, right? We are still in the modes. So one should come out of the modes. One should slowly get rid of this lower modes, rajas, tamo. Then puja, labha, pratishta. Because so many times, even we are thinking, okay, we are doing the devotional service. So Kapila Bhagavan says devotional service also in three modes: tamoguna, rajoguna, sattoguna. Because devotional service itself is out of modes, but the performer, because of the performer state, one will be coming, his devotional service will be categorized like this. So suppose, okay, we are chanting and we are doing the devotional service and thinking, okay, we are only doing, others are less. Okay, they are doing something, that's all. But I am great. Okay, so then otherwise we are envying other devotees. Then that is the devotional service in the mode of ignorance. So devotional service in the mode of passion is what? Okay, puja, labha, pratishta. Okay, I do the devotional service. So many people are respecting me. Oh, I am that leader, that sector leader, this leader, that leader. So, okay, starting we came with a nice purpose. We want to get purified and go back to spiritual world. In between, what happened? Because of these modes, we didn't get purified fully. So we attach to our position, name. Okay, if there is no respect, okay, maybe that person also will stop chanting, or you're doing devotional service also. So many cases we say, okay, if that person won't receive kind of respect, they say, okay, if I won't receive this kind of respect, okay, I will stop chanting, I will stop performing the services in the temple or whatever it is. Because that person is in the mode of fashion, he is doing devotional service, he is expecting something in result. Puja, labha, pratishta, something he wants from the devotional service. Okay, he also accepts, okay, others also doing devotional service, but I am much greater and I need some special recognition. That is in the mode of fashion. And mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, that person don't want any puja, labha, pratishta, and he respects everybody, and he thinks, okay, they are also doing, but his main motto was to get rid of his sinful tendencies and sinful propensity, all his sinful reactions. More on that concept. So next, last one is what? Pure goodness. If one slowly from mode of goodness to pure goodness, if he reaches, then he feels whatever it is. If this service gives me fame or infame, of some person will come and scold me and some person will give respect or not, maybe my service is recognized or not, that doesn't matter. My service satisfies my chanting, my seva, my hearing or chanting Krishna Katha, satisfying my Guru and Krishna. then that is enough for me. So this is the state one want to acquire, actually, one want to attain. If one attains that, definitely is successful in his devotional service, is a Jeevan Mukta. That is the stage, Prabhu. So we have to understand, still I am feeling, still I am feeling good or bad for my respect or disrespect, or still I am thinking about some prestige, power and position. Still I am, I want to receive, I'm feeling like I need something from the Lord. Okay, I am doing so much. Why Krishna is not protecting me? Why Krishna is not giving me? Why my service is not getting recognized? Still I am thinking like that. Oh, only I am doing only to get rid of my sins and go back to the spiritual world, or my motto is only to satisfy my Guru or and Krishna. So we can understand this where we are, right? So that's why I mentioned clearly, Prabhupada also mentioned, so Bhakti Yoga can be tested, like how, when person is eating, he feels his hunger is satisfied or not, because while eating itself, all his senses get energized and he will be happy, he will be satisfied once he completes eating, right? Like that only, by performing the devotional service, we will be able to understand whether we are progressing or not, right? We will be able to understand, because recently I heard one lecture, one Prabhuji is mentioning that when we are alone, no one is around, not our spiritual master, not our Siksha gurus or devotees. When we are alone, what our mind is thinking, that is what we are. When nobody is seeing me, then also I will eat only Krishna Prasad or not. When nobody is seeing me, that time also I want to chant the holy name, I want to hear only Krishna Katha or something else I want to hear. So that is the thing, that is the test we can do. Okay, if no one is around, also we just want Krishna, right? Recently I heard from one lecture, they told everybody is having one public life, private life, and secret life. Public life is like, okay, everybody knows what we are, right? External display, what we are doing, everything. So that is like public life, everybody knows what we are doing. And private life is what only our family members knows. Right? Only our family members knows, right? So maybe in the association of devotees, we say so many things, but in the family, if you go to the family and ask, okay, what we are, they say, okay, this person is so angry, or this person is so having so many desires, they say. And one more thing is secret life, that only Krishna and we know, even family members won't know. So if there is no difference between public life, private life, and secret life, then we are successful. Then we are in the mode of pure goodness. So that is the test, Prabhu.
Thanks a lot, Mataji. Very, very briefly this. Thanks a lot. Danda Pranam, Mataji. Jai.
Done with Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, any other doubts or comments, dear devotees? Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyacha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for so much
Thank you,
time.
Mataji. Very nice class, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Wonderful class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, you are the host. When you can end the session.
I
if
can
no
end the
one
session
has
now, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Thank
no
you,
one has
Mataji.
questions, you can end.
Hare Krishna. Very
Hare
nice
Krishna.
session, Mataji. Very
Hare
good. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees. Again, we'll meet in tomorrow's session.